Hi, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Welcome, 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 welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You guys, I feel like I've been away from you guys for such a long time. You're so big. How you doing? Your girl, how I look? How I looking? How I looking? I think I'm getting way too comfortable with this whole Facebook thing now. Hello, guys. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss C. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I'm tired, you guys. I'm so tired. But yeah. Let's jump into it. Let's try to get our banner up. Usually, I try to do this before I go live. So I'm gonna mute myself. There's a lot going on in the background right now. Get yourself together. As always, we come here at this time to do our setup and everything. And then the show starts at 9 o'clock. Okay. Don't miss it. Today, I want to say happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women in the world. You know, we are the backbone of the world. I don't care what anybody says. We are the backbone of the entire world. So don't look down on yourself, okay? You're doing the damn thing, okay? Sure are, you guys. So today we're going to celebrate Women's Day by discussing topics surrounding Women's Day. Hints. You know what? Today I didn't know that it was Women's Day, to be quite honest with you guys. I'm gonna put some lipstick on. Let me mute myself real quick. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back, okay? Hi guys. I was trying to do something on here. But it's still loud in my background. Let me go get my people together. Yeah, wait. I'll be right. Hey everybody. How are you? Trying to get situated here. Whew, my microphone is not cooperating with me. So trying to get it connected. Let's see how's that gonna work for me. For me, I got a new microphone and I didn't have the chance to set it up. Now over here, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me, okay? Y'all just have to deal with me for now. Let me mute myself real quick. How was your weekend? I honestly need to work bag down because I can see the shadow in the back making all this noise. But how are you guys doing? Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I am your host. You guys, I don't even know how to handle myself. Been a long week. A lot of things been happening, but thank God, I found my way to get my head above water. Water, water. You guys, look at this. I'm showing you. That's a new gadget. Don't want to mess it up. It's really nice. It was gifted to me from a friend. It's really nice. Hmm. Very nice. Um, very nice. Expensive microphone. It's very expensive. I think it's heavy. Why the co-host can get himself on here? I want people.
You just picking force at me for free. You just picking force at me for free.
I want people on you small. How you doing?
I'm okay though.
You can hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay. I haven't used my new microphone yet.
New
Somebody gifted
microphone.
me this. Someone gifted me this microphone. Can you even see it? It's so nice, right?
Yeah,
It's
sure, nice. Yeah.
it's the Shure SM. I was like, oh, this is so nice. Somebody gifted me this. I don't know, it's really expensive. But I went to go check it out. I was like, oh, wow. But yeah, welcome to the show. How was your week?
Yeah, week is okay. Fun.
Nice. Been trying to survive this week. So much been happening.
I know, right?
I kept saying, is it almost Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a great week by the grace of God. But today our theme is Women's Day. Women's women's equality, women everything. Where would the whole world be without women?
Yeah, that's the issue there. So
Yeah. Well, all these things that are happening. What I always think about that. I'm like, how would the world look without women? Like,
luxury brand and
there you
feel
go.
as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some five-star hotel.
welcome,
Mm,
okay, Jimmy.
it,
Where would you guys
thank
be
you.
without us? Without women?
Thank you. And it's good to have the host and the co-host here on time tonight. I don't know how long you've been here, but at least I met him here. So,
You married here,
I'm gonna
right?
give it up to him. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, you let's start the problem.
I mean, I'm just I'm
I don't
just
even
stating the
see him, sir.
obvious. What
I
you
don't
say?
even see him.
He said he don't see you.
Mm,
How was your week, Jimmy? How did your
It,
week go?
it
Busy
was good. And
as
uh,
usual, right? Busy. But I'm just here trying to share the show. Um, we can do some small talk if you guys want us to talk about the week or so let's talk about the headlines. What's been happening in the US? Y'all want to jump into Donald Trump's speech a little bit?
Well,
It's just a forcing woman.
one of
Oh
the
man, what happened? The man run away,
the men talk about Donald Trump, they're talking of,
and then Donald don't do that. You're gonna get kicked out if you talk about Donald.
you know, Justin Trudeau and how they call him, the guy from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They really play their. I like people who stand up to bullies. You know, when Trump started a trade war, Trudeau tried to talk to him that this is not going to be good for your country. He didn't listen. He went ahead and raised the tariff. So Canada and Mexico decided that okay, we're gonna raise tariff on American goods too. And guess who came back and removed the tariff? The, the man who thought he was the elephant in the room.
He's the top dog, though.
No way.
Ajawa Meita, he's the top dog, though. All joke aside.
He could be if he plays well.
Right.
If he plays his his politics well, he could be.
So you don't think he's playing it well right now?
No, he's not.
Why?
He's not.
What makes you say that?
He need to revisit some of the things that he really want to do. Because if he do them, like right now, he's he's completely out of favor with American voters. If May 10 election was held today, Republican will lose massively, only because of his economic policies, his political strategies that he intend to implement. They are not playing well in his favor. Even the Supreme Court is blocking most of his executive orders. States are rising up. They're going to sue him in order that, and it's too early for this kind of uprising. Town hall meetings are getting hot and hotter. People are protesting. Just in 45 days, it's too early.
Well,
understand
I
that
would say
I understand
I would say people do that too.
$20 now.
No, they're lying. Egg is not no $20.
Maybe
I guess it depends where you live.
Other people complaining like in Philly.
Grocery prices are skyrocketing.
Someone say
It's
egg.
been like that though.
No, it's worse now. Egg used to be between $3-4 but now around my area here it's about $8 now.
Somebody said $20.
Yeah, it depends.
I saw a post that he said $20, and I'm like, where are you at? Right? But I would say before he came in office, egg was actually $4.99, almost $5.99. Now in my area, the DC area, actually I don't remember when I purchased eggs because I cut that out of my diet. But I'm going to pay attention to it now. But I know the last time I purchased egg, it was the beginning of February. No. Yeah, the beginning of February was $4.99. So I don't know what the price is right now in the DMV. But I mean, I expected that though. I feel like I feel like a lot of people thought like they just look at all the things that the candidates say that is gonna like just happen right away. I expected a lot of things to go up because the way he was coming in, I knew a lot of stuff will get higher and higher. But eventually, I think it was gonna drop.
Yeah, so like the prices of groceries, like egg, vegetables, the farmers are crying. The farmers are crying because most of their farms were being harvested by, undocumented immigrants, and some of them are in hiding right now for their safety. They're not going to work, they're not going to those places, while some of them are being deported. So the farmers are crying that their produce are getting rotten. So, and this, it's just a simple economic theory, you know, it's a supply and demand, case. The the lower the supply, the higher the demand, you know. The higher the demand, you know, the higher the price. So that's what's going on. And I don't know, but
I
I
think
think,
that just goes to say like how most American didn't understand they depend on foreigners a lot because those under table jobs were for people that was here that didn't have and they are high skilled worker.
and
So
apart from groceries, even homeowners or rents are going to,
association,
yeah,
yeah, I
rents are
heard
going to
that.
go up high, how do you call it, in the construction field, you know, the construction, price are going to go high, and which means the rents are going to go high
So,
because
so, so I think what's happening there currently, while the prices of basic goods, them services are going up. I think the major thing there is like Jimmy directly put it. When it comes to the supply and demand side of the economy, the market, the pressure will be on the market because consumer wanting more, but
Hmm.
suppliers are on are not available to produce more for the those who for the consumer. And once the consumer demands go up high and the supplier cannot meet up with the consumer demand, what's going to happen is that the price of that particular good and service will increase too as well. So that's typically what is happening, and the labor market in America, is weakening now because most of these people who were quote unquote undocumented immigrants who were in the U.S. who never have proper documentation, and they started to they were working on the farms, the apple farm, and the chicken poultry, and other places were working, enhancing productivity, and but for now productivity has dropped, and then thereby supply is also reducing. And once the
Yeah.
production rate of production drop, supply will also drop. And when supply drop, there will be scarcity on the market. And when there's scarcity of a goods and service, there come or how demand of that goods. And when the demand of that goods increases, price will also increase. And that is actually what's happening in the US when it comes to the issue of those migrants that or the people that they turn to chase out of the farm, and they begin to. But what I understand from my own understanding knowledge is basically he just rushed into sending people back, without consulting the market forces that are responsible for that, without consulting the labor, especially his department of labor who is responsible for that. So I think he should have gone to the people and do an assessment, not a matter of people sending people back. I think his point is you want to weed out criminals, from among them, but in doing
Yeah.
it, you got to do it strategically, to instead of to avoid putting strain on your economy, and that's why actually is happening because someone posted an egg, a kind of egg, even I saw a tag on Facebook, egg has been sold for maybe
Is he buying the organic one? Is the person purchasing the organic egg? Because when
well,
I used to purchase that, it was $8.99.
yeah, if the organic one is 8.99, but the processed one is I don't know, but that tablet kit is an issue, but they need to take time how to go about it because when the people are not getting that basic need, obviously it will lead to another issue.
Thank God I have Liberia. All of y'all in Liberia, find me a job. I'm moving back soon. We're coming to deal with just a bucket a government since America don't want us anymore. I'm just playing. We will be here and I say we'll eat.
That's
But
not
yeah,
why
thank you
America.
guys.
That's not why America tells you.
Huh? But you know what? I feel like most people don't understand. I don't think if we really read back and look back, America was not meant to be the melting pot. Whereas like everybody lives here, everybody, but we're trying to turn that into it, to really read into their histories. They really don't want that. But sadly, we came and then we started making their economy boom. So it was like, okay, let's accommodate that and let it be our economy. So anyway, what do I know about government stuff? Let me go to Latina and let's talking about.
Yeah, so let's run into our topic.
Yeah, welcome.
I hope to be
Welcome
here
everybody.
I hope to be here for an hour.
Okay. Well, I hope we can be here for an hour. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy, everybody.
And then late come on, I mean, you will not carry us back.
No. I got it already. Oh, Jesus. Welcome to the
Anna
show,
says she was
everybody.
drunk at 9.
It's 9 o'clock. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. If you're new here, we say welcome. Kindly share the show, invite other people. We would like your thoughts on every topic. Post that here if you would like to join us on this platform or up here on the stage. The link is pinned in the comment section. Just go ahead and hit that and come in. Or you can put your comment in the comment section and we can look at it right after the discussion. Welcome and happy Saturday, happy Women's Day. I appreciate and I'm thankful to be a woman. I'm thankful for all the women that are here before me and are still here doing their thing. We're learning from you guys, so thank you. After Mother's Day, happy Women's Day. I hope you feel appreciated and you continue to strive. Don't let anything put you down. Thank you. All right. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, I think before Jimmy comes in, I think it's beautiful day to say for us to say Happy International Women's Day to all women around the world. It's great to be here, and it's welcoming to discuss this topic as we looking at International Women's Day today, and the world overall is celebrating this day for all the women, regardless of your social, economic, political status. And once you are a woman in society, I mean, you've been recognized around the world today. So we here, so we want to look at, like we said, we want to be looking at the factors, that sometimes cause the barrier in women leadership. Tonight, so we want to talk in line with empowerment when it comes to the theme of the International Day of Women today. So they talk about empowerment. Women trying to empower each other. So I mean, so let's delve into it. We're going to listen to Jimin into for his intro, and then we go straight into the topic on tonight to discuss uh, the topic as it is this evening. So it is good. We look at the factors. The topic says, what are the factors? Some of the factors causing women's barriers to leadership. So I mean, there we go, Jimmy.
Well, um, I want to say welcome to all of our our many viewers, also to the host and co-host. Thank you for having me here tonight on this wonderful day, marking the celebration of our mothers and sisters around the globe. Actually, the topic tonight is a very important one, and women role in leadership continue to face a lot of challenges, uh, including the work-life balance, what I call the work-life balance. For example, to be a full-time mom and full-time worker, especially serving in managerial positions or leadership role, is very challenging. And sometimes, if you do not have an understanding partner, it can be very difficult for you to excel, because every role comes with a different responsibility and different challenges. So, as a woman who inspires to excel in leadership, there are a lot of challenges, and one of it is just what I mentioned: the family, the family work balance or imbalance is one of the barriers. And then another barrier that I will talk about is the lack of opportunity. Women are not given a lot of opportunity to serve in leadership. This thing of, you know, um, overlooking them or overlooking their ability still remain a major challenge, and we saw that in a lot of elections that were held here, only because, it's not that they do not qualify, you know, politically, they qualify, but they kind of the support system. The system does not support, women excelling in certain leadership. You see, so that means they are not given that opportunity to excel. But women, I always see them as one of the more dedicated and proficient workers in leadership role. When they excel, they do their best. They do their best. And we have a lot of examples of good women who serve in leadership and really left great marks, what do you call it, during that time. We saw um, um, Hillary Clinton when she was vice president. In fact, she was Secretary of State, right? Before she
Yeah.
became vice president, you know,
Yeah.
we have our own mother, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She became the first female, president in Africa. And we have Theresa May from Germany. You know, these are world-class women, um, who paved the way for other women to excel into, higher leadership.
I think
But
Theresa May, I think she came from London, England, and Angela Merkel came from Germany.
Right. I
okay,
wanted to make a quick correction. I don't think Hillary Clinton, she was never the vice president. She was only the Secretary of State.
Secretary of State, yes.
Yeah.
She was Secretary of State, and then she
I mean,
contested.
I was actually talking about Kamala Harris,
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes.
who became the vice president to Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And she was fighting, she was later nominated to lead it, the Democratic Party in the just ended election. We saw she has great potential, great vision, great leader, but the system failed to give her the opportunity. So
Okay,
lack
I
of
think thank you so much, Jimmy. I think you're making a brilliant point, but I want us to let's look at Anna. She just joined us. We can welcome her to give an intro because today is Women Day, so we
Oh,
want
I didn't even see her.
No,
I want us to be very
thank
focusing
you,
on
Andrew. But
them.
I
You
think it's
know,
okay for him to finish his point.
yeah,
So
I
it's
know. I was
fine.
trying to get interject so that he could finish your point, so you could come in. Yeah,
Hi,
go ahead,
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Conclude.
oh yeah, so I will stop there for now, and then I will give other people the chance to contribute.
So Fee, I think you and Anna should be doing most of the talking here tonight, because if you want a new
Why?
counterpart for us to be saying something, we were saying
Andrew
something too. But we
Andrew
want to
is
hear from
trying
you
to
people because
Andrew
it's
is
Women
trying
Day. We're
to
talking
take my
about barrier.
space with
You
Hannah.
guys are working, so
And
that's one of the
I'm
experience
going to fight
to share
back.
with
I'm
us.
going to fight back. You know,
No,
Andrew is trying to buy sympathy with Anna,
we're
and
gonna talk. We're gonna talk. But
I'm
I'm
not going
just
to
saying
take
we
that
want to hear from
lightly.
them.
You know,
Some of the
I
experiences
should
they
have
have.
welcomed Anna, and you cut me off. You know, just because you want to, I call it, you want to buy sympathy. I'm not going to sit here and allow that to happen.
And I didn't see you, Jimmy.
Anna, welcome to the show. Oh man, you guys make me laugh.
What a pleasant welcome. I love it. I love it. It makes me feel missed, and I like it. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Andrew. Thank you guys so much for the lovely welcome. Uh, Today's topic: Happy Women's Day to every single woman out there, whether you're a mom or not, as long as you're female with a female reproductive organ. Happy Mother's Day or Happy Women's Day to you.
Why is Philly laughing?
I'm laughing because she's about to stir the pot. What just happened? Andrew, I don't like it. Bring us back. Bring everybody's back.
Too much.
Y'all left
You know?
me.
What happened to everyone? Am I
He's
in the
so what just
Go
happened?
ahead, Anna. Go ahead, Anna.
What just
We hear
happened?
you.
What's
Okay,
today?
everybody is back.
I
Sorry.
want to read the question.
And,
Can someone read the question?
and so what is I'm sorry, I can't even read.
P,
Oh
what is
my
your problem?
goodness. And so what are some factors causing women's barriers to leadership? Oh man.
Okay, so first I would say, um, women have always been put in a second class kind of position. So just the fact that the world has normalized men as the head of everything, including jobs, powerful jobs like Jimmy was mentioning, it makes it difficult for women to actually uh, be put in higher ups positions. One thing I would also like to mention, which Jimmy I think touched base on it, was lack of resources. A lot of women, I'll speak for example back home in Africa, a lot of women, like in families where there are lots of children, the fathers or the parents used to invest more on the men because they knew that the men are the providers and that they were going to be taking care of their siblings, like their sisters, and making sure that their lives are okay. So they were investing and putting more time into resources into the men and not the women. So that's another barrier that I would mention. Another barrier that I can think of off the top of my head is that a lot of times people don't trust women's judgment. They feel like a man is more capable of making decisions without involving his feelings, and women we tend to uh, act with our hearts rather than using facts. So those are some of the limitations why women are not being are not as involved in leadership positions. Another thing that I would also mention that prevents women from being in leadership positions would be competition. A lot of times, men always tend to support themselves. Women tend to compete with each other. They don't like seeing themselves in situations where their fellow woman is ahead of them. I think that if us women, we start practicing how to empower ourselves, like be a woman empowerment, we have that mindset, a lot of times our women will succeed in so many things, and before you know, women will be ruling the entire world. So I think that that's another reason. I'm not sure if this was mentioned before, but the competition is one. Lack of resources for the women, lack of trust. People tend to trust men over women when it comes to leadership, power, and those types of things. So I'll end here for now and give another person an opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna, for that. I have two follow-up questions. I really like the point that you hit. Um, so you mentioned that back then they were, you know, African parents were pouring more into male. Do you think it has like transition now in like the 21st century? Do you think women are more like, do you think African parents now have reversed that? They're pouring more into their daughters than their sons?
Absolutely. I think that even now, African parents are beginning to realize that their women or their female children are more dependable and tend to look after the family more than their sons, because once their kids get married and let's say a guy has a one of their sons have a wife that is not very supportive of his family or him helping his family, trust me, that man would not be bringing much home. But when a woman,
Jimmy laughing.
Jimmy, am I wrong? You know this. Jimmy knows I'm telling the truth, right,
Yeah.
Jimmy? Imagine
Go
having a
ahead.
bad wife and she said, don't help your family. you know.
So the man
But
come over here. I want to see the order in my kitchen.
yeah, so I think it has changed drastically, and our African parents have realized that women have equal, if not a lot of opportunities to bring lots of fruit to the family if they invest in them. Like they say, women, they're if you invest in a woman, you see a lot of potential, right? If you give a woman a house, she'll produce a home. You everything that you produce, so you give to a woman, she's gonna multiply it. And depending on the energy you're bringing, you can either get good or bad out of it, right? So
Right.
I think that our African parents have learned that over time and are giving their female children the opportunity the same as their sons. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Because when you said that, I was just thinking about that. Thank you guys so much about all the feedback. I think they're all great. Just to add to everything what everybody else has said, um,
I haven't said anything.
okay. As much as I'm optimistic and I feel like, there's been a lot of changes from the time I was growing up looking at women leadership. I think now that you see more women that are like dominating every field, and it creates hope for you instead of you thinking like, all I used to think about, when you grow up, go be a nurse and work as a nurse and not move up. And I remember when I enrolled in college, I signed up first to just I wanted to be a neonatal nurse. And I remember when we went for clinical, I had to change my major. And I was like, I couldn't handle it because the little babies, and I started crying. And when I did my internship, then I sat down. I was like, no, I want to work in like management within the healthcare field. So I started doing my little research of what type of, how do I even get there? One, being an African, and two, I have a little accent, when the conversation get really deep, you have a little accent. So just trying to get myself in a way and say, how am I going to get myself in this industry and make a name for myself? What part of this industry can I make that? And over the past, I would say 10 years, I've been finding my niche and finally found my niche. And I was really happy when Anna mentioned the competition part. And that's what I was telling you is I honestly, being in a management role, I feel like it's not so much of a male competition. It's more of a female to female competition, because there's like that, oh, who is she? Like, who does she think she is? And it's funny that we're having this conversation, because this week was probably one of the toughest week for me since I've done anything in management, because as you guys know, I told you guys recently I got a promotion and I got an assistant director position within my organization. And I feel like that left a really sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. And, a lot of people are not happy, but do believe I worked hard for it and I deserved it. And I breathe and live everything. I've given it all, my everything, and I'm still giving it all my all. But when you work in an industry where there's a lot of men and there's a lot of women who uses whatever tools that they can to get to the top, and you're trying to do it the right way, there can be a barriers for you if you're trying to have some type of integrity. And your counter partner may not have that, and it's really tough where they're going to create all kinds of you know, ways to get you out of where you're at, especially when they look at you, you look different than they. It's like, oh, she's African. How did she get there? And then everybody's trying to, put you in this box of who you are and deal with a lot of different things. But I think society as a whole have really started to understand that if women are giving leadership role, they handle it a little bit better. Even though we're emotional, and we handle things with a lot of emotion, but once a person has passion, I feel like emotion, it might tie to it, but it makes them to work even better. So some of the barriers that I really wanted to list out was, I would say gender bias, like what I just talked about, lack of support, which I believe both Anna and Jimmy stated that. And I really like where Jimmy stated family, life, work-life balance, which is like family responsibilities, right? I remember, I know my husband told me, yeah, dream high, get, get to the top, get where you can get. And then when you get that role, you're a full-time mom and you're a full-time wife, and you still have, like, for me right now, I feel like I'm juggling so many things. One, I'm trying to stay committed to this podcast. I'm trying to stay committed to being a mom. I'm trying to stay committed to manage and lead other people in my organization. And then also, I'm trying to complete my my bachelor, my master's. And it's like, how am I even doing that? And sometimes it's really tough if you don't have that support system, especially when you have younger children in your job and try to navigate that. I feel like I'm really, really, I became even more grateful for the support system that I have with the kids than I've ever been grateful for. Because if somebody don't understand that your dream could just die right there of being whoever you want to, be. So I'm gonna stop right there and let you guys and let somebody else have the opportunity to share.
Okay, thank you. I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
you made a beautiful point. Stressing. I want to look at one or 2 points you stress. Some of the factors you mentioned on the issue of gender bias and I mean at the workplace. I mean it is true. And that's the particular part I wanted to come in. In most cases, in most of the work areas or places, you find out about gender biases. Like you clearly said, who she is. She's a lady. Can she do it? Can do hold up to the task? And the male counterpart, I wouldn't want to give you the opportunity to strive. They all will look down on you condescendingly and they look like, oh, who she is. Can she really perform? Even though you are qualified to do that particular job, you are qualified to go and do the job. But they feel that if they give you the opportunity to do it, because remember, when women are in top managerial role, top leadership, most of them can be very, very strict when it comes to managing
That's
people,
me.
managing process and other things, right? So they can be very, very strict. So their male counterpart, tend to play down on them, use that general biases thing, and then to clamp down on them to ensure that they don't excel. One of the things they that their male counterpart do is the issue of using the general equality issue, but then what they do is they try to exploit you sexually and try to carry on that bring that molestation on you, molest you in an office, and try to intimidate you that if you don't do this, you will not be able to excel in the
You
position.
mean harass? I mean
Yes,
Yes,
they
molest.
do.
harass.
They harass you, to molest you. They harass you sexually.
Molestation is kind of strong, so maybe you should use the word
Okay.
harass.
All right.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. So they harass you in the office and they threaten you. Well, look, you will not ascend to that position if you don't do X, Y, and Z. And that's what most men do. And so
Yeah.
in this generation, in this society, when the women are gathering together to celebrate their day, I think they should come on strong to condemn some of the acts that are perpetrating among the women, in the women's society, where men are marginalizing them, harassing them on the job because they feel that if the woman excel to that position, it will be different thing. So men do it. I'm a man. I know what I'm saying. Some of them they go, not all men, they got a lot of decent men, including me. Some of them, what they do, they go down to you, tell you, look, if you don't do this, you will not get a job. Even back home, about our area, female going to look for a job somewhere, they will tell you,
Welcome, welcome.
they will go on you and yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you for joining. They will go and do all stuff sort of things. Okay, they will intimidate you, harass you and say, look, if you don't do this, you will not get there. If you apply for a job, even you are qualified as a female, they go there, they say, look, you will not take the job if you don't yield to that demand. And this kind of thing should be taken out of the society. Women should always stand for each other. On the contrary, most women, some of them in some organization, they don't uplift each other, they don't support each other. They look at, because they do, some of them, they do the class system. Okay, if both of you are not in the same class, if you don't have the same economic status, you don't have the same political status, you don't have the same social cultural status, they downplay on you and they focus on their clique, quote unquote, their clique, their group of people. They focus on them so they can be able to do it. So this is vice versa. If we men are preaching for you and telling you, like, hey, woman, we should not do this thing to women. Women should equally so stand for themselves. They should ensure to support each other. But women should not be in a kingdom. Look, let's go back on social media. Women are most of the time spreading negative information of their friend women on social media.
Absolutely.
If they saw a new video of a woman, they will put it on the social media. Some of the women are the one can go and discuss and bring talk show on and discuss about women. So how as you expect that woman to excel in society if you are there looking at her condescendingly?
Right.
So these are things that people need to discuss in the society that we need people to take a note of. I will pause and then turn to the other panelists to further discuss on issue.
All right. Thank you. Jimmy, you got the floor.
Yeah, I think everybody is making a lot of sense here tonight. And first of all, again, I want to go back to say Happy International Women's Day to all of our mothers and sisters, especially those striving to make headway, to get into leadership, those who are tired of being a bench, being a substitute player, who are always there and are considered optional in those organizations. It's time for you to rise up and make your voice heard. You have a lot of potentials, and you cannot afford to be buried with those potentials like that. So I want to say heads up to every woman, like Fee, like Anna, like Henry, like every other woman out there, Salome, you know, one of the one of the barriers in women's leadership is what we call gender disparity. Gender disparity is one of the barriers that women face, the unequal treatment. You know, even up till now, it was just recently when women actually started getting paid as compared to men, even here in America. Like in Africa, we see that, women are just subject to the kitchen and, bearing babies. A lot of people still hold on to that. But it was recently in the early 2000s when women voices actually started coming out, like in Africa, in other parts of the world. And even today, in Asia, mostly, Islam countries, women are still fighting to get into leadership. Some religion barriers also is an issue. It was recently before women started preaching even on the pulpit to become pastors. So you see, it is not only political, it's also religious, The suppression of women happens in the, old days, the Old Testament time, and even up to now, it still continues even as the world advances and people are making their voice heard. So those barriers have contributed to the lack of underrepresentation in leadership, even at the United Nations. What is the percentage of women in leadership as compared to men? In Liberia, we have a ministry called Gender Ministry, and it's supposed to be for both men and women. But it's women are always underrepresented, always underrepresented in politics. Go to Congress, how many
No,
women?
what your name, Jimmy, before you go further on a general ministry issue. And they make it look like a peer that when they say gender, they forget to do there's a male and female. So they
Yeah,
only focus on the female aspect of the gender. I don't know. Go ahead.
yeah. And you know when people appointing women into top government offices, they think it is a big news, that we have so amount of women, in our leadership, alcohol and all of that. It is not, it shouldn't be on news, because God created all of us equal. All right. He only said that a man should be the head, but being the head does not stop the other person you know, from playing the role as as a leader in their capacity. You see, but women need to rise up, and they need to stand on the shoulder of great men for their voices to be heard. And those are some of the platforms that should be promoting, the voice of women, and women participate, promote women participation, in politics, in every, in sports, and everywhere, So um I think tonight discussion, like I call it, Andrew said, we allow the ladies to talk more, because we want to know what is it that is holding you guys down. Okay. We can only say what we see and know, but we want to hear from you. What are the challenges? Like Fee, you are in leadership, you know, how do you succeed in your daily activities, without you being, either emotionally harassed or physically harassed, and all of that. We want to hear how, you survive on a daily basis.
Mm, nice. That's a good one. Thank you so much for that. I like when Andrew says something about, the mill, how the mill look at you. And then when you just ask about my daily, how do you go about your daily life? You wake up in the morning and you're like, whoo, another day, let's go. Who's gonna devour me? So the problem, I would say, one of the barriers is male taking um instruction from a female on the job, especially. I also want to add like age barriers as well, is as one of those things. As a, most company, they're investing in younger, you know the younger generation into leadership, because they're trying to make sure they stay constant in the current market. And I think most people, when they look at healthcare, they don't look at the marketing and the business side of it. They just look at, oh, it's like you care for people, but it's
Yeah.
a real business. It's like any other business that you need to stay relevant on the market, right? And thinking about my daily life, like I said, one this week was absolutely one of the week that I had to sit and really reevaluate and say, wow, the industry is really crazy. And I think in order for any woman to really dominate, and this is something that I'm really working on, and I feel like I'm starting to really master this, is having the emotional intelligence for different situations, because you will get in. Let me just look at mostly giving instruction to the male counterpart, right? You're in charge and you're asking someone, I'm going to use myself. I'm new to this location, and somebody who's been there longer, boom, I left from another site and brought in, and this person was anticipating for that role. And here I am. I don't look like your typical person in that environment, like the culture or whatsoever in that particular environment. But someone looked at me and said, no, I think you can handle it, and I think you're what we need here, and put you there. And you walk in and the look and the face and everything is like, okay, let's see how long she's gonna last here. Let's see what type of thing we can pull off our sleeves to get her out. And not even just mentioning women at the table too, who is supposed to be like your support system, right? Because we're sisterhood. This is what everybody preach on. Your sisterhood, we got each other. But is that's not the case in the working world. It's like everybody else is trying to get to the next level. So what can I do to take you out? Is I would say is one of the most difficult things, to look at someone and give them instruction and be, intentional about what it is you're telling someone to do. And then they look at you and want to sabotage the goal and the plan that you're there to do. I'm really trying to keep it like, because this is a platform that gonna go out there, so I want to keep a lot of things very, short-handed, so that way I don't put any of my work or whatsoever out there. So that's why I'm talking it right in circle, for the sake of that, because this is something that really shook me to my core, where you have a group of people in that is their goal is just to take you out. That is their goal. Their main goal is to get you out, because you're coming. Because one thing, a lot of people are used to the way things are going, right? Hey, you help me, I help you, and now somebody new is in that role, and one, the person don't look like you. I want us to really remember that even though in women leadership is not equal, like there might be a lot of women here that are from this same culture or from different culture barriers plays a very key role into even you being successful in your role, because they're looking at you as like you're a foreigner. How did you make it here? First of all, once they know that you're not even a original born of wherever they think you're from, they already have their plan that they don't want you there, and the goal is to get you out. So for me, in my daily role, I think just mastering your emotional intelligence. Like, there will be a lot of things that you will be tested. You will sit at a table where you have to defend yourself, and in giving instruction, and somebody is going to try to play something off their sleeve, so you need to be one step ahead of the game of whatever they're playing in there, because certain group of people are comfortable with how things are going, but the organization will want you to bring certain changes and certain things in order to make sure that the company grow. Like for me, the industry that I'm in, our company owns a lot of contracts within the hospital for infectious control. So if we're doing things like that, we have to maintain those contracts, which means you have to follow it. And the other people that you're hiring, they have to follow a strict rule. So if you're the new director or manager coming in, and you're trying to make sure you keep the company goals in line in order to maintain the contract, you are looked upon as, no, she can't be here, we need to get her out. So you have to be ahead of the game, and you need to really understand your policies and procedure, basically knowing everything from top bottom, and dotting all your t's and crossing all your dotting all your I and crossing all your t, so that way there is no room for mistake, because if you make any mistake, you're out, because there will be something that somebody will hold upon your head. So it's really tough being in a leadership role, one, being younger, somebody look at you, and then me too, my body structure, I'm very petite. So if you're giving instruction to someone who's like 6 feet tall, is a male or a female standing there in front of you and is saying, who do you think you are? Like, just try to create that intimidation for you. It can be very tough, but I feel like everything I say here, having the emotional intelligence and knowing how to deal with certain type of people will really help a lot of people in leadership role, especially women. If that answer your question, Jimmy.
Yeah, extensively. So yeah, Anna, we'd like to hear from you too. What does it look like as a woman,
Mom. Hold on, please.
a
What did you say?
mother, a wife, an employee, a leader?
I can tell you Anna faced that before a lot.
Let's hear from the house's mouth.
Okay.
So ask your question one more time.
See, maybe she's not hearing me. Can you?
So he said,
I can hear you. I can hear him. I just wanted him to repeat it again one more time,
he said,
so I can
what
hear
does
his
it
voice.
like? What are some of those
The
what is
challenges.
what are some of those challenges you would say you face day to day within the in the leadership role that you held? And I said she definitely went through it. I was a witness. So go ahead and share.
I think I think as a woman, and also as a woman, a black woman in any leadership position, you face a whole lot of challenges, regardless of the type of environment that you're going. Even in
Right.
organizations that are who have people that are like you as Africans or whatever or black, people tend to envy situations that you're in. There's like I mentioned earlier about the jealousy. You would think that women will support women, but no, women will look for opportunities to bring their fellow women down, um, just for the fun of it or because they want the position that you have. Two, you would also face situations where people feel threatened by your presence,
Yep.
even when you know that you have nothing to do with it, or even though you're coming there to make positive changes and not the negative changes. People tend to not like when you people don't like to embrace change, um,
Yes.
and it causes a lot of issues. Um, Another thing that I would say that I've experienced in leadership positions as a woman and also a black woman is my skin color too. A lot of times people see me and think I'm a white lady or something or a Caucasian. And then when they meet me in person, I have to basically, when I speak, that's when people are
Right.
like, okay, they're looking beyond the color,
Yeah.
but most of the time because of how I look, you know, people tend to make me feel like I have to prove myself before they can trust me.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm making sense, Jimmy.
You
Yeah,
are
yeah,
Um,
a lot.
yeah, and another thing that I would say is, they say don't judge books by
by the
covers.
cover.
I
Yeah.
am very, uh, I'm one of those people that believe in that because again, people discriminate against you based off of how you sound. They may not know what is underneath that book. They
Right.
don't know the content. They don't know the weight surrounding that. So I think that we need to learn to be less biased and less judgmental, because you never know who can positively influence your life, your business, you know. As a black woman, I've learned to stay positive, stay true to myself, stay confident, once there's an authenticity, authenticity,
That's a tongue twister.
authentic, authenticity in you. People begin to embrace that uniqueness about you, and there's something they say you have to compare two things to really know what you had, right?
Right.
And sometimes people may not appreciate you in the present, but once you're no longer there, that's when people see the value. And my my slogan is you should always leave everywhere you go with a positive um impression of yourself. Also,
Right.
make sure you put in your best so that whenever you leave, your 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 work can speak for itself and not you. So that's how I've always lived my life, especially with any work I've done, even with the positions I've had. So I always try to make sure that I put in the best and always make sure that I am myself. I try not to lose who I am. There are times when people really push your buttons where
Yeah.
you have to you have to snap for them to know that you're not the one to play with, right? And also
Yeah.
when you're younger, age has a big part of it. You know,
That's what I just
I
said.
know Miss Fee talked about the age. She talked about, like your looks, your physical appearance. It matters a lot. And that's why you find yourself dressing a certain way to, for people to take you seriously, you know. So all those things have played a part in my life, even in workplaces. I've worked with, really big people. I've met a lot of people, but I tend to stay true to myself. I try to 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 have fun while I do it. Enjoy what I do. Because when you don't enjoy what you do, it also plays a part on your presentation.
I agree.
I
Okay.
don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, a lot of sense, a lot of sense. Let me interview both of you a little bit because we have a lot of female of your age, younger than you, and older than you also. Some of them are really educated, but they go to apply somewhere, especially, Africa or, maybe somewhere here. I don't know much about here, but and with their experience, with their degree, a lot of them still have to put their body, down to get employed.
Right.
I mean, and this is something that really bothers me. Like
Grandma, don't
you,
cry. I will bring a nice
you,
girl for you. I don't have much
you went to school for 4 years
for my grandma,
or
which
more
I
Sorry.
or less, to get a career, to get your education, and now you have gotten that education, you gotten the degree to get the job. A lot of young women have to put their body down
the car. This puppy is ready
to
here.
get a job.
Can I interject? I
Go
think that
Yes.
ahead,
there's
Anna.
something called a perfect fit, right? You can
Right.
Mhm.
apply in jobs and they don't take you not because something is wrong with you. It may not be a perfect fit for you. Also,
Right.
you have to maintain what you call confidence and also have a positive attitude whenever you go for a job interview. Just put in your mind that if I don't, you will get a lot of no's and one yes. And once you get that one yes, a lot of doors will open for you. So
Right.
sometimes companies may be looking for something that they don't see in you, which is totally okay. Just keep applying. You can even start somewhere where you least expected it, right? Because
Right.
you can start with a smaller position and then gradually work your way up. Once you have something small, you will be confident that it will help you build the charisma that you need for that to prepare you for that job that you want. And I've started small. Felicia has started small, but the positions that we've had are places that we didn't even imagine ourselves being in. But those little positions prepared us to be where we were or we were where we are. So I
Right.
think that people need to learn that even if you have a degree, you don't necessarily have to have your first job in the most expensive place. That little
Right.
place will prepare you for a bigger position that you wouldn't even need all the efforts that you used at the small position. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think people need to remember that every position that you apply for, every yes, every no
That's
that
a
you get
that's a
is
yes.
getting you closer to the yes that you need. So remember that.
Right. Absolutely, I agree with Anna. We had our little humble beginning. I think one day we'll probably share some of our little humble beginning here. I remember when we slept at jobs nights and days trying to make it to school. Like we had closing car where we would go to work. We slept there. get off work, go to school, back and forth. We did hair. I mean, like,
That one is a typical American system that you go in how they call it adopted.
I mean, we were hustling. Let's just put it that way. Legal one too. But one thing I would say is, I think a lot of people when they're in school, and this is something that I think a lot of young people in school should really pay attention to, that I think really helped us was that when you're in school, what you're studying for, you need to find some type of little job that is connected to that, because through that you make a lot of network and you're able to associate yourself with people. And like Anna stated, you're not gonna get out and get the biggest jobs, right away. And the little job you're going to get is the way you work that job. Because I know a lot of people have the mentality, hey, I have my degree, I'm just doing this whatsoever, and I'm not here for long. And they don't put their best foot forward. And I think that's the part that really hurt a lot of people, even in Africa and in America, because it's really hard. Because once you graduate, you just learn theory, you don't know the hands-on. So being humble and taking whatever you can take at that moment, even if the person tell you, like I think I share on here, that I took a lesser pay than what I think the entry level pay should be, but there was an agreement where you really have to let the employer know, hey, I understand I'm not, that experience, but based on what I know and what I've learned in school, I believe I'm capable. And you have to speak with confidence. I think what happened is a lot of people go to interviews and they get intimidated by the interviewer. And the goal is, when you're being interviewed, the how you know the interview is going well if the person is talking more than you. Don't say too much. Answer question and be direct to where you're at, and be confident in your answer, and know the subject matter. And I think a lot of people don't prepare themselves. They're not aware of the industry. They don't learn about the organization that they're going to. So when somebody come with anything and they're not able to really tell them a lot of things, then there's a lot of compromise, which my other advice would probably be, have a job while you're looking for your dream job. Because if you have the little job, you're not too desperate to just get anything, because a lot of people are too desperate. They want to make it too far faster, and they're not willing to do the legwork to get there. And I think that can make people compromise their integrity and do things that they're not supposed to do to get where they're at. And then they don't end up keeping those jobs, because once you compromise your integrity and somebody has that power over you, you're not going to be able to maintain it until you continue what you're doing. And I think that's the issue that's really going on in the industry.
And to add us and fee
Mhm.
with the issue of marginalization
Right.
in the workplace and other sector of the society, I see it on a global stage. It does, but I think the marginalization of women is I'm not looking down on Africa, but I think most of the marginalization in the workplace and other places, they are done, in Africa, where the rights of women are not, fully protected and respected. So employers and officials of government of other institution look down on them, even though they are qualified for a particular task to perform. But you would notice that a female performing a specific task or role, take example, if a female structural engineer versus a male structural engineer, take example of female accountant versus a male accountant in the same institution. The male is taking more salary as compared to his female counterpart. So people should be compensated based not based on the gender status or the gender issue, right? They should be compensated based on their intelligence, what they know, and their qualification.
Can
But
I interject a little bit? I think to speak to that point, a lot of women do not know how to negotiate their rates. I will add to that. I think when you go for a job and people, I've interviewed people, right? And I know, I think I spoke to someone about this. Most organization, when you see they have a ratio of, let's just say they pay you 50 to 70,000, that's the ratio. Most likely, if you look at the state salary rate or wherever you're at, your county rate or your, I forgot to say that, but that rate is most likely that max that they're giving you. They're just giving you a ballpark to see where they can get you at. A lot of people do not know how to negotiate rates when they tell you, and you're like, ah, I said, you have to, and this is where I feel like this is where it goes, that people just end up taking just anything. You need to be able to let the person know that what that the you're an asset coming to this organization, and the rate that they're giving to you, you can't, you're not going to take that. Is it negotiable? That's why for me, when most company that I apply to, if you tell me this is how much I paid, but or you don't tell me at all in the application, when you call me for an interview or you send me an email, I send you a follow-up email and say, hey, these are a few things that I would like to know ahead of time before I come for that interview. Because one, you don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Because if the money is important to me, then that's important to me. If I'm looking at the job description of what you're asking me for, and I know I can handle that more than that, and that thing is asking me to do more than what you're paying me, then I want to know how much are you going to offer me. Then after that, my follow-up question, once you let me know ahead of time and I decide I'm coming to that interview, I'm going to ask you, is this rate negotiable? And I think a lot of people become very, like iffy. They don't want to ask that question. They don't want to do that. So they're just like, well, I need a job right now. Let me take it. Maybe I'll get a raise. And you'll see the interviewer tell you, well, we promote a lot of growth. We increase rate and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say that I strongly believe a lot of women do not negotiate rates, and men are very straightforward when it comes to how they get paid because they're thinking about the family they got to take care of.
no, I agree that most women will not have the time to negotiate rates. But the thing here is, the company, some company, they have their policy already set up, and because of that policy, you will not get that raise, even though you go there on an entry level, but they will not give you that raise. Some people carry on
Don't
that.
stay there longer. Start
Yeah,
looking for your next best thing.
I agree. Like a job, I was doing a job, and what the person was paying me to when I applied for the job. So the job I applied for, the lady wanted to give me $2. $2. Okay, 100. Yes, this is just $2.75 less than what I was currently earning. What I was earning. So so we talked on the phone. She said, "Oh," then I said, "Okay." But she said, so when she called, she said, "But this is the amount." And I said, "No. I, do you know that I'm currently working? And because I applied to your area, so if I'm leaving this job, it's the same full-time job. I come to your area, and you want to pay me that you want to pay me $2.75 less than what I'm making. I can do it. Can you equate it to the same amount? Then when we come, we're gonna discuss the other benefit." And she said she will get back to me, and she didn't get back to me, and I still
Because
do my
then
work.
that opportunity is not for you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So I wanted to use this opportunity to advise each person that is watching or people that are going to be watching, if you don't have a job and they're offering you something, still, like Miss Fee mentioned, ask if the price is negotiable, but don't be greedy. Because when you're
Right.
greedy, you will lose it entirely. So
Yeah.
if you were if they told you the pay was maybe $50,000 a year, you can say, is this negotiable? Can they what are the perks of the job, what are the benefits, and then you definitely agree if it's your first job,
Yeah, the
take it,
associated
and
benefits. Yeah.
then yes,
Right.
and then walk your way up. But if you have a job, try to either match the same pay or make sure that your next pay is much better than what you're currently on. And another
Right.
thing I'll say is if you have a stressful job and you see a job that comes your way that it may not seem stressful, it's okay to change an environment. Once you change an environment, you will end up realizing that you're worth a whole lot more. It will boost your confidence to prepare you for a better and bigger
Yep.
position. So, this is just a tip for anyone looking for a job. I would really like for us to also look at the comment section. I think I saw something
Yes,
Yeah.
I
here
was about
from
to
Razor
say.
Test Pro, which I would like to address. What do you think women athletes and other professionals don't get equally paid? Yeah, that is true. Not just athletes or not just athletes, not just women athletes. Even in positions, the amount of money that they pay men and women on the job are different. Even
Yep.
in, I think even in the position that Miss Fee and I have worked, the start rate that they start a woman because they know women are more dependable and would stay in positions. They pay women much lesser. There's even studies about women getting paid less than men. Even when there's a raise, they give men more money than
More
they
rain.
give women. So, women, we have to stand up for ourselves, start asking, because truly we're valuable to employers more than men. Men tend to move from job to job. They don't care about their jobs as much as women do, to be honest. So if you
Not
have an
these days though.
if you have an opportunity to if you have an opportunity to sell yourself, please do so because you don't know who is out there, who is your next savior that's gonna help you get to where you need to be. So yeah, always speak
Yeah,
up.
so
Go ahead.
All right. Go ahead, Jimmy. Thank you, Anna.
is she done?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
done,
she.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think this is a very good discussion, especially for our young women, out there. Um, Maybe someday we can have, I call it, we can discuss interview techniques, salary negotiation or benefit negotiation, I call it, and all of that, because those are things that a lot of people are not, educated to. And because of that, employers use them, to their, to their disadvantage. So maybe someday we can have, a roundtable discussion on that, on, uh,
I
interview
agree.
techniques and, I call it salary negotiation. But tonight it is good that we are hearing from women who who have firsthand experience on dealing with, exploitation or, emotional or physical abuse on the job, as we discuss, as we celebrate International Women's Day today. I just wanted to add one more thing
Hmm.
to the discussion. I know we have said a lot, but one of the barriers that women face in leadership is, you know, their their how do you call it? Oh God, this word. Some of them, they are not they are not confident.
Lack of
I used to work.
confidence.
Yes, lack of confidence. That's a lot of women. I used to work with a girl. She was really good at what we do. And there was this opening that came for supervisory role at another site. And when I got the email, first person I thought of was her. And I shared it with her. I called her, and she was like, I'm not able to deal with people. I'm not able to, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, what you are doing here is exactly what you are going to do over there. And more besides, you're going to get additional training before you start. And I have to take time to encourage her, that she's able, she can do it, according and all of that. She applied for the job, she got shortlisted, she went for the interview, she got the job.
Nice. Good
When she,
recommendation.
when she got the job, she worked, her first day on the job. She did everything that she could do that day. It was, she called me when she went home. Oh, it's a great opportunity, and blah blah blah. Not just the pay, but at least I'm getting more experience. I couldn't. I was really happy. The next day she went to job, she just had one incident,
She was done.
and she called me on the phone. I didn't want to come here, but you were the one. And this was African American. I'm an African man trying to, motivate her to get out there. And she went on blasting, blasting. I'm not able to deal with this kind of thing. You know how impatient, they are. And she was there ranting, you know. I tried to calm her down, she couldn't listen. I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave the line. When you really calm down and you need to talk, call me. And right after I dropped the line, she quit.
Yeah.
She quit the job. Now she couldn't come back. She couldn't come back to the site that I was, you know.
Without a job.
Yeah. So she got out of job.
Impulsive.
And
You
that's
see,
what I
so
was saying before about women. We make harsh decisions based off
yeah,
of our emotions, rather than, and that's why the society is not ready to trust women in certain positions yet, because
Right. Because
they
we're
feel like,
impulsive.
yeah, we're impulsive. We make
very
drastic
good. That's
decisions.
the word I was actually looking for.
Yeah.
You know, and and
So
and that is a great barrier that women need. A lot of women need to, a lot of women need to work on, because
yeah,
Yeah.
you
That's
cannot
why
take.
I say emotional intelligence is very important in any leadership
Yes.
role because you need to be able to detach your emotions from anything that's happening and not
Yeah.
take the blame and say, you know what, I can't handle it, I'm done. So if somebody trusts you with a $10 million company, a project, you're just gonna walk out? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so they're afraid that men can take that heat and stand there and take whatever comes at them and not say tomorrow I'm done. They can go and get through their emotions and think about it and say, you know what, start to calculate, this is what paid my bills, this is what do this, this is what, like, evaluate everything as a whole before making any decisions. So
You
that's
you
something a lot of
you,
women don't
I
have.
don't want to eat
I
cookies. Can you
wanted to
please
share
take
a
it? I
little
don't want you to vomit.
something
Because
concerning
remember, you vomited because you drank sweets.
Yeah.
yeah, of a female supervisor that I had. Yeah, back home as a female supervisor, and uh, she's a person. In fact, there's a lady she saw my CV through my friend,
Hey,
and then she
Rosetto.
appreciated it, and she is show. I tell you what she did. She's a black, she's a typical African Canadian, but back home we all working on the same project. So when she hired me, they hired a lot of experts, you know, but they were paying us. We were on the same grade, but because they came from Oxa of the country, they have little more salary and then their benefits and other stuff because they were expatriates. But it came to a benefit that all expatriate and a grade level I was employed in, everyone of them were receiving it. It was like we had to go to the canteen to eat. We had to go to the canteen. So with those all with grade from grade 11 upwards. So I fell in that grade from grade 11 upwards. So I had to go to the canteen to eat three square meal a day. I could have breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the expense of the company. So another lady, Amy, I don't want to be speaking racially, but she's a white South African. She was the not contract administrator. She was the administrator for the project. And my boss lady, my supervisor, she was the cost controller, a lead cost control lead. So we were in the same office, in the Puro office. So the woman, she came, oh no, you are a local staff. And she was telling me like, you are local staff, so you're not entitled to what the expat you're getting. So I'm like, what? So when she saw me in a bus, going for the canteen, go to the canteen to present my ticket to eat, she like, what the guy doing here? So after that, she came back to me when I went for my meal ticket. She said no, she couldn't give it to me. Why? Because I'm a local staff. So I didn't talk. I didn't bother. For me, when you try to play with my intelligence, so I left. What I did, I didn't go back there. I didn't immediately tell my supervisor when I came back. So she's like, "Oh, Andrew, why are you so early for lunch? Back for lunch?" I sat down. So I waited the whole week past, thinking that she would have reconsidered her decision or she made an error. So I left. I went to my boss. Time for because we always used to go for break. She knows to go to the canteen. So she asked me, "Andrew, why you didn't go for lunch? I noticed that you're not going for lunch a few days." I said, "Well, my Greta said I call her name that I am entitled to the local meals, mean those who are below grade 11." She said, no. I didn't hire you on grade 11. Look at your grade. Let's go to her. And we went to her. She went straight to the HR. She said, "What is this?" The HR came. She said, "No, I hired him on 11." She brought the contract. See him. She necessarily apologized. "Oh, I didn't know." So she got to retroactively give my meal to me, ticket to me. So she stood up, and there was a lady who stood for local staff, even though she was not a local staff. She ensured that people. So when it comes to the job site, the indiscrimination is not only against women, but some men, some women, they also carry on discrimination against men too as well on the job site. So
absolutely,
when we're looking at it, we should look at it from for me. I'm a female advocate, women advocate. But when women are looking down on men, we should say it while looking down on men. Some women on the job site, like what the guy was saying here, says Pro. He said, a woman look at him and say, "Why he missed a job because why he didn't look him in the face?" Come on.
Well, Americans are very with the whole eye contact, which means they can't build trust with you. If I'm talking to you, you can't look me in the eye. I
Even
can't
if you
trust
look
you.
in the eyes of the people, they will tell you, "Why are you looking?" People are calling. Why
No,
are you
I mean
looking
you
at me?
have to make eye contact. That's just a
True.
thing for
In interview, you
interview
have to make
here.
eye contact. You have to make eye contact. It is true. You have to make your eye contact, but your eye contact should not be staring at the person that continues to say, "Why you're not staring at me?"
Not
So if
scary, but you see how you and I are talking, I can build trust with you. But then again, that's where people need to understand different culture, right? So my culture is a sign of respect if I'm not all up in your face like this. But the culture here, if I'm making eye contact, basically, if you're talking to me, I should look at you where you see me that I'm looking at you.
which is true. That's how it should be. That's
I
how it
was
should be.
laughing at
On a
that.
general note, that's how it should be. But people, people should not. It's easier to women business, so people should not be looking down on people on a job site or about. But we bring this in here because in most cases, women are the most vulnerable set of people as compared to the male counterpart. The man can fight his way out as compared to the woman fighting her way out. You know,
Do
so
they have men's days too?
well, I gotta ask Jimmy. I think we should search for that thing. I should have. I know they have a Father's Day, but I don't know if they
Yeah,
have.
Men's Day. I think Father's Day. I have a very nice topic for you guys. I've been working on it
We won't
this
be
year.
looking for baby powder. We're looking for real fellas.
I mean, I really enjoyed this topic because I think, honestly, as much as I believe like there's a lot of women are marginalized by, the society and all, but I think the
Okay.
most people that really picked on women a lot is women. Women are not for each other, and the goal is, how can I get to where you're at, doing whatever I can do. Some women leaders are very, very, and I think River Says Pro says something here about, um he says something, all my women instructor and supervisors are always me. I don't know why they always think they should be tough to be respected. Absolutely. My co-partner that I work with, I'm not gonna say, I think some people believe they gotta be the loudest and they have to say it and act like I'm the boss and do all that in order to gain that respect, but that's not even true. Just saying what you mean and mean what you say and having some type of integrity it goes a long way. Like, you don't have to stand there and have, you know for me, I think some people would think like I'm mean, but I'm not. I'll tell you exactly what I need to get done, and I'm not here for the conversation. I'm sorry. This is what I need to get done,
So,
and
so
I expect it to get done.
yeah, so toughness, like he said, right?
Yeah.
Toughness doesn't determine whether you be respected or not. Sometimes when you are too tough or overly tough, that time you are welcoming your own disrespect from staff, because
Right.
the JOD there, yeah, the job description or the TORA is there for people to work with. If they are not following it, there's a way that you can reprimand them. But you want to come
Right.
or you say, "No, I will do this. If you redo this one, obviously you're going to be losing your respect sooner or later." And the person,
Exactly.
remember, the person is protected under the employee hand by the employee handbook. In that much that the
Yeah.
person is not insulting you, is not telling you any word negatively, you yourself, you as the boss, you should also respect that person too. Just tell the person, look, this is
Exactly.
why you need to do. These are the things you need to do. Do it this way. If you have issue, come to me, let address it. But if you want to stand tough and you say you must do as though you think you are treating my 2 years old niece in a place, then you are kidding me.
I agree. I agree.
You know, I
Yeah, but
have.
Jimmy, before you come in, I think we're running to 2 hours now already. I think we got 11 minutes. Then we can think about running up. Mother host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that. Okay, but by the way, November 19 is every year is celebrated as International Men's Day.
But it is not.
Oh,
It is not popularly known. It's not popularly spread the way it is. Like the way the women own is publicized. So what can we do as men to publicize that? Because I'm just hearing that International Men's Day. Wow.
But I recorded. I recorded. I want you to consider Mother's Day and Father's Day. You know, men are always not celebrated
I
publicly.
agree.
Publicly, men are not celebrated publicly.
With the exception of Father's
Why
Day.
is that?
Well, I don't want us to. I don't want to open a Pandora box for that tonight. So
I know, right?
let's leave that for another day. But
Okay.
men don't really take these kind of things seriously. But
It's important.
women, hmm, some of us, we don't even care for our birthdays. But don't try it on a woman.
Oh, for me, nobody should try my birthday. What? It's a whole holiday.
Yeah. So let me make my parting comment.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Again, I
But if
want
you
to
do your party
say
comment on, don't skip the show until everybody close together. Thank you.
I want to say happy International Women's Day to all of you, our mothers, sisters, and cousins. We appreciate you a lot. We recognize your contribution that, that you are making to the world. Without you, we wouldn't be here. And without us, you also wouldn't be here. So let's appreciate each other for the little thing that we do and don't not capitalize on the mistakes because the little appreciations can open doors or doors for greater, you know, achievements. So I want to speak to the mind of every woman tonight, black, white, that you are confident, you are important, you are valued, you are loved, and you should not look down on yourself. Every morning, wake up, stand before the mirror. The woman you see in that mirror is the only competitor that you have on earth.
I say
I don't want Anna to say again. I used to write poems, so you know.
he's getting deep again, Anna.
Any, are we still on that topic? Because I thought I was joking.
He's
Yes.
still
So
gonna use it and poke it to pick on you.
as we celebrate, International Women's Day tonight, today,
Oh yeah, please. If you
you
want to
know,
cry, you
I
go.
want to I want to appreciate few women, my mother. I want to say thank you for the great work that you did and you continue to do for me, my sisters, my friends. I got a lot of female friends, including two on the show here tonight, Fee and Anna. And then I also have special world-class women. All right.
Hmm.
Um, I want to remember, you know, um, Rosa Parks tonight.
Hmm.
I want to remember um, Harriet Tubman.
The
I want to
Underground
remember,
Railroad.
yes, I want to remember Michelle Obama. I want to remember Hillary Clinton. I want to remember Kamala Harris. I want to remember Chisom.
Ellen
CJ.
Johnson Sirleaf.
Queen Eliza.
Yeah, you know, I want to remember Madame Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
If you didn't say that one, I was gonna knock you through the thing.
Joel Howard Taylor.
I want to remember every woman that is standing up in leadership and speaking truth to power, making your voice heard, speaking for those whose voices are unheard, but you are standing in the gap for them. I appreciate you. I want to say happy International Women's Day to you. Even in your grief,
Nancy Pelosi.
your legacy lives in Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, my own senator in the state of Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar. You know, powerful woman, strong woman.
But
She's
man, you're
up.
feeling all the time on all.
Yeah. So, thank you
Those
guys
are, I
for
agree.
this.
Those are
You know,
beautiful women. Strong. Thank you.
You know,
Thank
for
you
the
when you
very much.
start naming people with least on naming oil, we trouble. So sometimes normally don't name, just say, oh,
I mean, there are people that you still have to call.
okay,
And
okay.
anybody name he didn't call, you're still important, and he's
Go ahead,
thinking
Anna.
about you.
Yeah.
Anna, you go ahead with your party.
Jimmy always has the best closing. It's so hard to outbeat him.
Oh, jeez.
No. I think Jimmy is right. With everything he has said, I second that. And just to add, women are very powerful. We play a lot of different roles that are unnoticed. But today should be a reminder that if you put your mind in anything, you can achieve and you can accomplish anything you want to do. Sometimes we would tend to doubt ourselves, but remember that every no is one step closer to your yes. So please do not give up along the way. Continue to push yourself to reach the goals that you've set for yourself. Thank you guys again for the wonderful Women's Day wishes and for the great conversations. And shout out to Riva Says Pro for always supporting the show, always bringing up very nice questions. We all see all the great efforts that you put in. Sometimes I look forward to this show just because I enjoy each and every member on the panelists, and I love the conversations. I love the questions that are asked. It helps open my mind up sometimes, to think outside of the box. So please continue to share the show, like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Maybe one day I will pop up online and be able to share and just smile. And life is beautiful. Every opportunity that you have to see another day, you should be thankful. Treat all the women in your life specially, because women are the neck of a human body, so the men are the head. We can move the head in any position. So if you treat your woman right,
Yeah,
she will treat you right and
you're about to
turn you
press
in
the
the right
car.
direction. So yeah, be wise. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Okay,
She
thank you,
always
Anna.
funny
Thank
at
you.
the end.
So,
I love it, Anna. That was good. You nailed it.
well, I mean, you made your point. We will not go there with you. We know, so we can twist our neck anyway. I want to call it, or you can cut it off. But I mean, it was a great show. Thank you.
Can I have a 1 minute rebuttal of that last sentence?
No, you're not having no 1 minute. So we want to say
I just want to make
thank you for every
another.
one of you. But before I close, or in my closing, I want to use this time, this medium today. The world over is celebrating International Women's Day, and they talking about empowering each other. So my point here tonight, I want to message up there to all young women up there. Don't let your present condition define you. Strive for the highest you can reach. I also want to encourage young women out there to be steadfast. Prioritize your priorities. There are some things that do not worth it. You don't have to go there for it. Women that are in a habit of not supporting each other but like to look down upon your friends because you don't have the same social status, economic status, or whatever, and then you want to look down upon other women because two of you are not class. We want you to rethink your mind and say, look, we all are women despite our condition, our social, political, ethnic, cultural statuses we have. No, 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 no. We should focus on elevating each other to a level that tomorrow you will say, yes, women are supporting women. But you cannot be a woman and you go on the social media and you saw a sex tape of a lady, instead of you hiding that sex tape for it not spread, you are the one promoting the sex tape to the world only because she's a lady and you have some issue with her. Ladies should not be doing that into ladies. If men does that, if a man does that, people will start saying all the kind of men. Just recently, before I close, in Maryland County, in the southeast part of Liberia, a lady grabbed the balls of her fiancé and squeezed it up. You're not seeing any women condemning that. No one is condemning that. But it was the other way around. The condemnation was going to come. Thank you. It was a beautiful show, and we're looking forward to a beautiful one tomorrow. Thank you.
What did you just say? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. So, anyway, let me not go into that. That's scary. Why? Why would?
You were more
But
confused. You want to know the history of what
The
happened.
man must have done something.
that's how
I
it's
knew.
about.
No one Jimmy wanted to rebut, but we said no. Remember
Let
how
Jimmy rebut.
men,
Jimmy, go ahead. I'm gonna give you
men
one
might have
minute.
done
Go
something.
ahead, rebuttal. Go ahead.
No,
The men
I
might
don't.
have done something. You see her definition or her defense.
I don't want to. I don't want
uh,
to. I don't want to trade my good friendship with
she
Anna.
can handle it. She's a big girl.
Yeah, she will handle it here, but she will not handle it behind the scene.
Oh, come on. We just talk about women empowerment.
I can handle it, Jimmy.
I'm
And I
just
think
messing
that.
with you.
Go
Oh
ahead,
man.
Fee. Go
But
ahead,
thank
Fee.
you
Thank you.
Do
guys.
your question.
Thank you so much. This was really, really great talking about this topic and just encouraging everybody. I have a lot of great women in my family. Great women that I've come across, great women that have grown me to who I am. And to all of them who've impacted my life in one way or the other, I want to say happy International Women's Week day. I think it should be a week, not a day. I'm definitely grateful for Anna. I don't even know how long we've had this friendship or sisterhood, but it's been really a journey. We've been through a lot together. We've cried together. We smiled together. We had our first baby together. I
Have
mean,
you
it's
guys
a
ever
lot,
fight?
huh?
Have you guys ever fight?
Not really.
Not really. I think
Not
we
really.
we have misunderstanding, but we handled that. We both talked about it, and but it wasn't like a big deal. I think that's one friendship that I've had that I really appreciate, and I'm like, you know what, we're soul sister. we we may have been family in another life, but we've come a very long way, and I really appreciate the sisterhood. And we cheer for each other, we cry with each other. Like I said, we've had all. I feel like most of our life events we've had it together, and
That's
I'm
true.
very very grateful for that. That I have someone in my corner, and I'm glad she joined, even though she's a very private person. She was able to join this journey with me, and she's on
Yeah.
this platform, and I'm super grateful for that. So thank you.
Oh,
Um,
I'm blushing. The feelings are mutual.
oh, don't cry.
I
Oh,
know.
so look at that. Look at that.
Look at Jimmy face.
It was a great show. I think tomorrow is a relationship
Andrew, I
conference.
didn't hear you. I didn't hear you recognize your wife on this show.
Oh my God.
Do I have the my woman is sleeping? She not even monitoring the show in the first place.
Yeah, but just say it. I call it.
I
She
have
just
told
say
her
it.
since today. I have called her
When
and
she
told
wake
her
up, we
since she
tell her.
don't bring politics. Yes, sir.
Jimmy, leave my brother alone.
Happy
Anyway, let me
International
tell.
Day,
Happy
International Women's
International
Day
Day.
to my wife, to my sister, and Fee, to my sister Alice, to my sister Tracy,
You
to
don't
my
gotta
friend
be
Anna,
everybody
to
now.
all my friends and relatives.
No man, don't
Yo,
come
he
call
looking at my own.
don't come call all your village people
Even
here.
to my
There's
daughter.
village people too long. You can call everybody name. That's why I say all the family, the sister, everyone,
Oh man,
the
Jimmy will
mom
come
and everybody. But all joking aside, I really enjoy this show, and actually, I would really like us to have a segment where we can talk to younger Liberians or African young ladies that are coming up and that is trying to find their way, especially good night, mama. Especially what Jimmy has said, they're highly educated and still compromise themselves. I would really like us to have some moment that we can share, talk to people like, be confident, be within yourself. Don't think you always have to compromise yourself. If something is coming along your way where you feel you have to compromise yourself, it's time for you to step away from that because
Uh-uh.
it doesn't ever end well. But thank you to River Says Pro. Thank you to our audience. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Anna. Thank you to our big boss co-host.
Anna and Fee, I'm scheduling a dinner with you both on the East Coast.
Sure,
On
sure.
the East
You're
Coast.
paying, right?
You think what abstract
Yeah?
dinner like you on the show? We're looking at physical dinner.
I don't think
Let go in the back
Cut
and talk
the
to
show
them.
and go to backstage, please.
Let go on
All right,
backstage.
we'll talk family matter backstage. But thank you guys. Have a great. I hope everybody felt appreciated this International Women's Day. Support each other. Stop tearing each other down. That's why we're being marginalized. I just want to keep it that way.
unfortunately the dinner does not include a Canadian visa.
Like a business, I get your time. Fee and should up go backstage. I'm deal with that
Thank you. We're going backstage.